These are leg circuits. I learned this from Vern Gambetta. If I had not learned anything else from Vern Gambetta, this would have been a career maker for me as a coach. And they will be potentially a career maker for you as an athlete. A leg circuit consists of a squat, a lunge, a step, and a plyometric, like a jump, a hop, or a bound. So, leg circuit number one, very standard sagittal plane. Mostly we're going to go about shoulder width apart, tall. You're going to see me, I'm going to turn and go this way because we want to do 1 rep per second. And we don't want to get speed, we don't want to sacrifice the finish. Imagine if you finished your throw with your hips bent, you wouldn't be getting anything out of the continuation here. And that's the thought pattern you want to keep here. So I want to go down and I say touch the floor. If you are going through a growth spurt and you notice or someone notices that when you do your squat, your knees do that, that's called valgus. That, by the way, is exactly what an ACL tear looks like right before it happens. At the moment it happens, it always looks like this. And then it hurts. So we want to avoid that. And so I would say touch your feet between your knees by putting your elbows between your knees and finishing on this high toe raise. You can also do the same thing where you're trying to touch your elbows to the inside of your elbows, the outside of your knees, because you'll get that same thing. You won't have that happen because that's what you want to feel. Okay, so 20, squat to toe raise, all the way down, touch the floor, come up, and come up on your toes like you're finishing everything. You're getting everything out of this. If your head stays down, your posture is going to look like this. This is old man posture, okay? We want to bring everything up. So I'm looking down at my floor here, and then I'm looking up and finishing up tall here. 20 of those. At about this pace once you're comfortable with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20. Second movement in the leg circuit is a lunge. I don't like to bend my back leg when we lunge. But I promise you, if you don't think about this back leg, since you're looking forward and you're looking at this leg's going to do whatever it wants to do, whatever it can do. And especially if you've learned to lunge this way, and a lot of us did, then that becomes the neural pattern you connect to, and that's how your movement looks. I believe that this is the way we want to be because this looks a little bit more like athletics than that. So we want to be back leg really straight, push all the way back. I like to throw a rotational reach just so I'm not strictly in the sagittal plane. And I also want to drive this arm up so we can create a lot of ground reaction force like runners do. They don't tend to get that straight, but we can here. So I'm here and then push back. Think about your back leg. If you don't, it'll do whatever it wants to do. Well, that's not what training's about. Training is about telling your body to do what you want it to do. The third movement in our leg circuit is a step up. Lots of ways to do this. This is the only piece of equipment that's required for your leg training if you do leg circuits, but you can almost always find the front row of a bleacher or your step at home or a tree stump that's got a relatively low flat spot on it or a nice rock. What I want to do here is I want to get my whole foot on this step. This is a little bit shorter than what we would use, but it'll work. I don't want to be here because I certainly, if I'm using the bleachers out at the track, I don't want to have my foot slip off and my shin go running down the edge of that thing. So I want to be here. I want to use the whole leg. I want to go all the way up. I want the weight on the front foot. I want the arms to swing. And I want to hit my head on the ceiling. I was pretty close. Now, just a simple floor touch jump. We want to go down, touch the floor again. We want to avoid that. We want to go down, touch, and get extension. Get your head and shoulders up and back so that you're finishing here instead of like that. 10 jumps, 10 good jumps as high as you can go.